Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I welcome all of you to our annual speech contest. Before I start the meeting, I request all of you to please switch off your mobile phones or turn them on a silent mode. Our club mission is to provide supportive and learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, I would like to call our president, TM Mohammed Viqaruddin, who is Area 37 Director, BITP President, and ACME Toastmaster Vice President, term 2022-2023. He joined BITP Toastmasters Club since January 2020. Now I call our president to call meeting to order. Welcome our club president, TM Mohammed Viqaruddin, with huge round applause.
Thank you, Secretary Toastmaster Wasim. Such a warm and wonderful introduction. Thank you, and call the meeting number 89 of Bahrain IT Professional Toastmasters meeting call to order. Welcome to Bahrain IT Professional Toastmasters Club, to Chief Judge, guest, and role players, guests, and especially to our members. Before going further, I would like to acknowledge the presence of guests and dignitaries in this meeting. Let me make a brief about our Bahrain IT Professional Toastmasters Club. Started with a short span of time, less than 4 years. We have created very warm, friendly, and supportive environment. We gather second and fourth Monday of each month, 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. to fulfill our mission. As Secretary terms read out the club mission, and our mission is originate from our club vision. That is the place to deep IT community where ambitious speakers and leaders come to learn, proven orators, and pioneer in the leadership of Toastmaster community. Not only in Toastmasters, in outside Toastmasters, they are pioneer and leaders in their journey. Before start our club contest, let us adopt the agenda. I would like to ask Vice President Education, Toastmaster Shakil Sheikh, is there any changes in the agenda as we published?
There are no changes in the agenda.
Thank you. So there is no objection from the members there to adopt the agenda. I will wait for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hearing none, I declare agenda has been adopted as published. Now our contest is happening. For me, I cannot contest because I'm as an area director, I'm not eligible. I love to participate in contest wherever I'm getting a chance. Toastmaster International is a platform where you can make yourself as a practice. You will not get the service how you are getting in Toastmaster. Like we have a volunteers of judges, chief judge, role players, guest, and we have a special timer all the way coming from Kuwait, Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar. So this kind of service for individual members, you cannot get it. It's a voluntary service, and as our club mission is stated, we empower individuals to develop their communication and leadership. Not only for us, as Dr. Ralph C. Smedley started his basic vision to develop their friends. A group of friends, they gather, they want to make them enhance their communication and leadership. So slowly, the mission of Toastmaster International, when they started in 1924, till today, we have 16,000 clubs, over 350,000 members worldwide, serving the same mission. Now for that, as per the agenda, I need to give handover to one of my favorite colleague. Everyone is favorite, but he is my more favorite. Before Toastmasters, he joined with us, and we are continuing journey in Toastmaster as well. And he will become maybe first DTM, maybe I am second, maybe we are following each other. And always serving to the community. He is ready to help. And Toastmaster, our club exists, making his beautiful flyer in the last time as a VPPR. Now currently he is area director and our club treasurer, debate club president. This is about Toastmasters. Outside the Toastmaster, he is a well-known person in Asian school and he is serving community. So I will not take much time. Everybody is waiting for the contest. So none other than our hero of our club. Everyone is hero, is one of the hero. Toastmaster Tawfiq to conduct international speech contest.
Thank you, Mr. President and Master of Ceremony, I can say. Toastmaster, the one and only, our President and Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Mohammed Viqar. Thank you very much for that warm and I could say exhausting welcome, but nevertheless, when you do it with a smile, it makes a big difference. So thank you very much for that honor. Distinguished judges, fellow Toastmasters, and the hidden distinguished guests, welcome to our international speech contest for Bahrain ID Professional Toastmasters Club for the term 2022-2023. I am your host and Toastmaster Tawfiq Kadar, your contest chair. Today, we test the abilities of our members through a friendly contest, which takes the winner right up to the World Championship level. Inshallah. We have a distinguished panel of judges led by our very own distinguished Toastmaster, Nuha Madani. Can she be spotlighted to select the winners? Before we commence the contest, we have to remind ourselves of some of the golden rules which these contests are held under. The contestants and Sergeant-at-Arms have been briefed of these rules by me, the contest chair. The judges, tally counters, and timers have been briefed on their duties by our distinguished Chief Judge, Nuha Madani. Contestants have also been drawn with their speaking orders as follows. Judges, timers, please note their names. Contestant number 1. IT moderator, would you please Spotlight them. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Shakil Sheikh. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Shakil Sheikh. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Mohammed Arsalan Ayub. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Mohammed Arsalan Ayub. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Anisur Rahman. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Anisur Rahman. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Mahmoud Al-Adraj. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Mahmoud Al-Adraj. Contestants are permitted to remain in the hall throughout the duration of the contest. Contestants should ensure proper internet connectivity, enough lighting, and be aware of their surroundings. Contestants must organize their speaking place so they are visible through the camera throughout their speech duration. Contestants should ensure proper audio and video set up before their speech. Contestants were instructed during the briefing on the profile naming standards, and contestants are not permitted to change their profile name during the contest prior taking approval from the contestant.
Can we have, excuse me, Toastmaster Tawfiq, can we have contestant number 3 and contestant number 4 in camera until the briefing is done? Thank you.
Our Chief Judge is very humble. Thank you, Chief Judge, for that excitement. Because some of them, they went to do some WWE, I could see. When introduced to give contest speech, ensure that the video and audio be switched on. And as are pointed out by Chief Judge, you should be available now. And you can pin your video at the video of the timer with signaling devices. Contestants will not be able to compete unless they are able to share the video and be visible and audible to all. In case of technology failure, and Chief Judge determines that the contest can no longer be continued due to lack of contestants or contest officials, the contest will be reconvened at a later date or time. Chief Judge, I have a question in here. In case if a technical glitch happens and they are locked out, how much time do we wait?
We will wait for 2 minutes for the contestant to reconnect. If he cannot reconnect in 2 minutes, he will not be able to continue. If he was able to reconnect in 2 minutes, he can continue his speech.
And he should start from the same?
From the same point where he stopped.
Okay, so that's a very good point and valid point to be noted. Each contestant will be introduced by announcing the contestant name, speech title, the title, and the name. Upon being introduced, the contestant should proceed immediately to the speaking position. Contestants will be asked by the Chief Sergeant-at-Arms on his or her readiness before handing over to the contest chair for formal introduction. The speaker should begin with a short time after arriving at the speaking area and confirming his readiness and is not permitted to delay the contest. Contestants must not refer to any other contestant or speech presented by another contestant from the platform at the same contest in which they are competing. Speeches shall be limited to 5 to 7 minutes. Contestants who speak less than 4 minutes, 30 seconds, or more than 7 minutes, 30 seconds will be disqualified. Timers, in case you're using your cell phones for timing, which I know for sure he's not, please set your phone to do not disturb or airplane mode. Timer will allow the speaker to be ready upon reaching the speaking position and will be ready for the timing after hearing the formal introduction of the speaker by the contest chair. Timing will begin with the contestant's first verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. This usually will be the first word uttered by the contestant, but would include any other hand gestures or eye blinks or anything which affects to be as a sound or a stage act by another person. Green signal will be displayed at 5 minutes. Can he be spotlighted as well? Yeah, thank you. Green signal will be displayed at 5 minutes and remain displayed for 1 minute. The amber signal will be displayed at 6 minutes and will remain displayed for 1 minute. The red signal will be displayed at 7th minute and remain displayed until the speech is concluded. No audible device will be used to indicate overtime period. There will be 1 minute silence between the contestants, during which the judges will mark their ballots. 3 minutes silence will be observed at the end of the contest to help the judges to complete their ballots and hand them over to tally counters. Chief judge will be asked if more time is needed once silence time is up. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, silence is virtue. Please turn off your cameras and keep your microphone muted throughout the contest. Prior to announcing the winners, an announcement will be made if some disqualification occurred, but the name of the contestant will not be revealed. Some few reminders: avoid entering or leaving the contest room back and forth. Although the chat box is enabled to host and co-host only, it's not recommended to use the chat box during any speech. Protests concerning originality and eligibility will be limited to judges and contestants only. Any protest may be lodged with the chief judge or contest chair prior to the announcement of the winners. All decisions of the judges are final. Are there any questions, contestants? I'm sure you can unmute yourself. Are there any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
I think is clear.
Thank you. It's great to know there are no contestants who have any questions. Toastmaster Viqar, are you one of the contestants too?
I wish to, but now I cannot.
All right. Audience, are you ready? I see a lot of audience with us live, I think, and they are putting their thumbs up, saying they are ready. My beautiful chief judge, are you ready?
Only if you give me co-host right first. And I want to clarify something about the timing. If the contestant has technical failure, before he begins the speech, he will have 3 minutes until he resolves the technical failure. And when he starts his speech, he will not have any overtime. If the technical failure happened during the speech, he will have, it's one of a time opportunity of 3 minutes to log in back. And in that matter, he will be having 30 seconds extra overtime. Just wanted to clarify that. And my judges are ready. Thank you for the co-host. Let's start the contest.
Thank you so much, Chief Judge, with your lovely inputs and smile. That brings a lot of motivation to our contestants. So my first contestant, he's off, ready, removing his virtual background. So I assume he is good to go. I can call upon contestant number 1, Toastmaster Shakil Sheikh, and to prepare him, our Chief Sergeant Arms. Where's my Chief Sergeant Arms?
Thank you, contestant.
Yeah, you can prepare now.
I cannot see him. Can you please?
Toastmaster Shakil Sheikh, can
Okay.
you?
Am I visible or not?
Good evening, Team Shakil. Team Shakil.
Good evening. That's what I was saying.
Please ping the timer. Can you see the
Yeah,
timer?
that's the problem. I cannot pin, I think.
Yeah, he's going with the speaker view.
Yeah, now I pinned it. Yes.
Okay. Is this your speaking position?
Yes.
You are audible and visible. Back to you, contestant.
Thank you, Chief Sergeant Arms. Despite of your ill health, your energy is always blessing us. So contestant number 1 is ready. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Shakil Sheikh, with his speech title, Share Your Drop. Speech title, Share Your Drop. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Shakil Sheikh, the virtual platform is yours.
Good evening, contest chair, chief judge, Toastmasters, and guests. I have this bucket, and I want to fill this with water using the dropper, one drop at a time. How much time will it take? Long time. What if everyone in this world joins with me and adds a drop to this bucket? Now, how much time will it take? Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. I was born and brought up in a small town having population less than 10,000 people. It is surrounded by farms and villages. I studied in a government school where most of the students were either from the lower middle class or from poor families. Some of the students could not even afford books or notebooks. Once our school arranged a visit to a nearby sugar factory. We all were so excited. And the school said, you have to pay rupees 10 for this visit. This is 1980s. Rupees 10 was still a big amount. One of the poorest students was unable to join because his parents cannot afford that much amount. Our teacher said, if you want to help your classmate, can you bring 1 rupee extra? That will cover his expenses. Most of the students agreed and they brought 1 rupee extra. He joined the visit and it was a wonderful trip. We all enjoyed that trip, but most of it, there was a different kind of a joy, which I realized, which is a joy of helping your classmate. A simple act of love and care for others not only makes a difference in the life of others, but in our own life. Who has experienced it? Can you raise your hand, please? Okay. I was driving on a highway in United States, in the state of Washington, in the year 2002. It was a long weekend, and I was just driving. I was in the mood of chilling, and nice Bollywood music was playing in the background in the car, and I was just driving. It was a nice weather. Everything was so perfect. I was enjoying it, and suddenly my phone rang. I looked at the phone. It was a call from my office. I said, what should I do? I gently silenced the call as if nothing happening. I pretended as if nothing is happening, and I continued driving. Again, the music and continued. Again, within 2 minutes, phone rang again. Again, it was call from office. I got a little worried. I picked up the call. There was a major problem in one of our security systems. Now I had to take a call and solve everything within 30 minutes. I turned on the hazard lights and took my car on the side of the road, parked it, and just for the fun, got out of the car so that I can take a call. Then I called my office. What happened? How can it happen like that? Now, how are we going to resolve it? I was really stressed, and I was calling my office, talking over the phone. Maybe 2 or 3 minutes might have passed. A car came with hazard lights turned on and stopped right behind my car. I was a little worried. Did I do something wrong? What is going on? A man came out of the car with a beard, and he just walked briskly next to me. I was still worried. He said, do you need any help? I was baffled. Said, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for offering help. I'm good. I just had to take a call from my office. He said, Okay, all the best. And he left. I again continued on the call. Maybe a few minutes might have passed. A pickup truck came, again with hazard lights turned on, and stopped behind my car. I thought maybe again he's coming for help. He came, same thing happened. He offered for help. I said no, and he left. Again, I was on the call. I thought maybe happened. One more car came. Car just stopped behind my car. The same story repeated. Now I felt something different. My heart was now overflowing with the love and appreciation for the people who cared for me. Why would anyone stop and help a stranger who he does not know? What would they gain from doing this? This act was a purest form of unconditional love from one human being to the other without any expectations. When we care for others, we are exhibiting our true nature, which is to care and love humanity. A simple act of appreciation, a simple act of help, a simple act of kindness adds a drop of love to this world. And it does not matter how small the drop is, but it does have significance. Every drop of unconditional love has a potential to create a chain reaction of more drops being added. All it needs is just one drop of love to be shared by everyone. And the entire world can be flowing. One drop, another drop, and another drop can create a flood of love in this world. Everything is needed is just everyone to share just one drop of love. So this bucket will look minuscule. Will you share your drop of love? Or do you cut a share?
Thank you, Toastmaster Shakil Sheikh. This is the certificate of participation from BITP, and now we will observe 1 minute of silence for judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please, 1 minute. Thank you. Thank you, timer. For the 1 minute is up. May I request contestant number 2 to be prepared by our Chief Sergeant Thomas.
Good evening, Team Arsalan.
Good evening, sir.
Have you pinged the timer?
Let me do that right away. Done, sir.
Please take your speaking position.
This is my speaking position.
You are audible and visible. Please give a thumbs up with the smile.
Can you remove the background, please?
Yes, I'm doing that right away.
Are you ready, Team Arsalan? Back to you, contestant. The contestant is ready.
Thank you, Chief Sergeant Arms. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Mohammed Arsalan Ayub, with his speech title, Journey Through Nowhere. Journey Through Nowhere. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Mohammed Arsalan Ayub, the virtual floor is yours.
So it starts this way. My great-great-grandfather, Adam, peace be upon him, landed on planet Earth. We all know it was a journey he was not aware of at all. It was a journey that marked the beginning of the journeys of all of mankind. It's a journey to seek knowledge. It's a journey to seek a higher level of being. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests. My name is Arsalan. The journey that I'm on started off in a humble city named Lahore. Lahore is also known as the heart of Pakistan. While I was a toddler, my parents moved to the city of Ras Lanuf in Libya. It's a wonderful Mediterranean small city consisting of just few thousands of houses. Certain things that I've learned through this journey was living with people from all walks of life. Either it be someone from the Western cultures, people from the East, Southeastern nations. But one thing we've done was we all learned and played together in the same school and playgrounds. This shows that humans do not distinguish while they're pretty young. Fortunately enough, I had moved back to Lahore for some higher education. Lahore is one of the heritageous cities. It's a walled city, one of the oldest, has participated in several wars to fortify and to keep the subcontinental people alive and kicking. On the other hand, Lahore also is a cultural capital. It allows us to move around in this world where we are introduced in various cultures, either it be Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, and many more subsects in this life or that are around in this world. One of the core places that I'd like to highlight is the great mosque named as the Badshahi Mosque. It was built by one of the Mughal emperors. And if you stand by one of its pillars, you can see around the religious buildings of almost each religion in the country. The journey that we've embarked on together as humans, we all know leads to our salvation. But the journey is not decided by us, neither is the destination. So hence, I would say it's a journey that we embark on through nowhere. It just becomes interesting and merry by enjoying your present. and wishing everybody the best for the future. We all will pass through our ups and downs, our goods and bads. But at the end of the day, enjoy the journey that we have been embarked on. Eventually, after graduating, I had a job in Pakistan and I was hired in one of the investment banks in Bahrain. And the journey continues. I've been around for a decade or so. Yet again, I see the wonderful nature of people on a daily basis. And sometimes I feel being in various cultures and continents and traveling and talking to people, it's not only about providing some kind of technical solutions, some kind of, let's say, financial solutions. What we are here is to provide each other solutions to make this journey of ours through nowhere the best journey we can embark on. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, contestant number 2, Toastmaster Mohammed Arsalan Ayub. This is your participation certificate, and may we observe 1 minute of silence for judges to mark their ballots. Thank you. Thank you, timer. Sergeant Arms, can you prepare contestant number 3, Toastmaster Anis, please? Thank you.
Good evening, Kim Anisa Rahman.
Very good evening, Toastmaster Wasim.
Please ping the timer.
Done.
Please take your speaking position. Is this your speaking position?
Yes, this would be my speaking position.
You are audible and visible. Please give a thumbs up with the smile. Thank you. Back to you, contestant. The contestant number 3 is ready to go.
Thank you, Chief Sergeant Arms and ID moderator. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Anisul Rahman, with his speech title, Do Superhero Exist? Do superhero exist? Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Anisul Rahman, the virtual floor is all yours.
Ever wondered as a child what it takes to be a superhero? What powers should one possess to be that hero of heroes? Contest chair, fellow comrades, and my dear guests, I was one of those curious kids who always fantasized about superheroes. In fact, I was crazy about Spider-Man. And the way he was always ready to moving from building to building, fighting the bad guys and winning. As I grew up, I was a huge fan of Hulk. Imagine those muscles and the way he used to make sure all the bad boys are beaten black and blue. Well, I don't want to say I was not crazy for superwomen. And I realized this once I hit puberty, unfortunately. Well, as you grow up, you ultimately realize superhero thing is so unreal. I mean, you fall down, you get hurt, you don't see anyone jumping from building to building, and then you say, do superheroes really exist? Well, my life experience proved me wrong, and I'm sure you would understand this. I was in kindergarten when my dad was on an official trip and he met with a major accident. As far as I can remember, his entire arm just below the shoulder was completely cut off from his arm. I was too small to understand what was happening around, but I loved the attention, the chocolates, and everything that my neighbors, my relatives did for us. Well, I was too small. Dad continued to struggle from his recovery, moving between hospitals, medical emergencies, police, court, everything. Well, I was too young to understand this, but he made sure, dad made sure that we as kids get the best of education, best of manners, because my dad himself was a gold medalist in mathematics and economics. Time flew by and definitely made sure my sister was always first, right on the top, making sure every category of university, marks, sports, and I was always first. I'm sure you understand the sentiments here. Well, overshadowed by sister's success, somewhere down the line, I felt inferior. And I was like, guys, what's going to happen to me? What's going to really work out for me? And this is where my dad came to me and said, son, I never gave up, and you should never give other. I said, okay, maybe this is what an old guy would say to his kids. Continue growing as it is, and then you enter your engineering and you are enjoying your life. One day, my dad caught me with my friends just smoking outside in garden. I mean, young days, definitely, I'm sure everyone would have done that, surely. Well, I thought my dad's gonna come home, make sure my back is belted black and blue. I was scared to death. I was struggling in my room, shivering, and my dad came to me and said, son, smoking is something which you should never do. He just showed me his arm and he said, when life cuts off one of your major parts, you become crippled. No matter what effort you put, you are still unable to give 100%, and people will not see that 100% effort from you. He said, smoking not only is bad for your health, it causes obesity, it causes cancer, it would make you a burden on your family, which he said he doesn't want me to become. And he never saw this. I was in my tears. I ensured, I promised him, Dad, never shall I smoke. And never did I. Well, life continued. As I passed out of my engineering days, I was moving from one organization to another to make sure I get that break. In fact, 18 months out of graduation, still not into job. I'm sure you come across people saying, what happened? Your marks are not good? Don't you have the caliber? Or, man, how did you pass? Did you copy or what? I was heartbroken, and my dad came to me and said, son, never give up. Life is full of opportunities. and you should make sure you always grab. This was a time when I achieved my success and I moved on. Today, when I am a father for two, I realize how tough it is to train between social life, education, financial, and my own technical readiness. And I see how surreal it is for my dad when it came to managing us. It is one of the toughest decisions I'm sure he's done. Well, this is when I realize life is full of superheroes. I'm sure someone is putting their arm on your shoulder and saying, my son, my friend, my brother, never give up. Never give up. Don't do the wrong thing. Follow the right path. When you got this person, when you have this brother, a sister, a friend, any male, any female friend who is actually guiding you to the right, realize superheroes do exist and they are here to guide you to the right path and give you the right success. Have you thought about your superhero? Back to you, Katesche.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anis. Please accept your certificate of participation. And would request a timer. Mark 1 minute of silence for judges to mark their ballots. Thank you. Thank you, timer, for that notification. Chief Sergeant Arms, can you prepare contestant number 4, Toastmaster Mahmoud Al-Adraj? Thank you.
Thank you, contestant. Good evening, TM Mahmoud.
Good evening.
Have you pinged the timer?
Yes, just a minute. Yes, I did.
Please take your speaking position.
It is my speaking position.
You are audible and much visible. Please give a thumbs up with the smile. Thank you. Back to you, contestant. Contestant number 4 is ready.
Thank you, Chief Sergeant Arms, for your lovely. Thank you, IT moderator. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Mahmoud Al-Adraj, with his speech title, The Road Captain. The Road Captain, contestant number 4, Toastmaster Mahmoud Al-Adraj. The virtual floor is all yours.
Thank you. There are always times where someone, let me pin the timing. There are always times where someone is happy, and times where someone is sad. Times where someone is accompanied by people, and times where someone is alone. In my case, my wife was studying abroad, and I felt alone. But I couldn't do anything about it. I needed to find something that would make me feel less alone and feel passionate about. And that was when my love for motorbikes first started. Greeting fellow Toastmasters, judges, distinguished guests. My name is Mahmoud Al-Adraj, and I will be your road captain today. In 2017, I needed something to accompany me while my wife was studying abroad. Something I can enjoy, something I can call my passion. That's when I bought my first motorbike. I can't even express how astonishing it was to ride a bike. The feeling was ineffable. Of course, not all stories have happy ending. However, after about a year, I had to build my new house for me, for my family, and myself, which made me forget about my passion for motorbikes for a solid 11 years. Can you believe it? 11 years. Over 4,000 days. Somehow, I got so busy in my life that I just forgot about everything I went through with bikes. After those 11 years, though, I was looking through old photos, and I found a photo of my old bike. And that was when all the nostalgic memories came back. How did I leave all these memories in the past? How did I forget about my passion? So easily, after 11 whole years, I could still remember everything went. I still remember everything I had a feeling with. The first ride, the first bike, and all my feelings. So in 2018, I discovered a club called Bahrain Bikers. And I was looking through Bahrain Bikers, where it had most wonderful people, the most wonderful event. It was unbelievable to me. I felt like I was surrounded with people who understand me, people who shares the same passion that I have. It was like a second family to me. If you told me that this would happen all these years ago, I wouldn't believe you. As year went on, my company became a sponsor as well. You can see it. Not only a normal sponsor, but a diamond sponsor. And I was also the road captain a bunch of times for the whole team. We had many events as Movember ride, breast cancer ride, ride to Saudi, ride to Oman, ride to UAE, ride to many places in the Gulf. And the most outstanding ride was ride to Himalayas, and many others, of course. Now, I feel like I have people who understand me. And I met so many people along the way. Someone once said, people with great passion can make the impossible happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, we reached our final destination, and I would like you to join me to the second ride. Thank you very much, and over to you, the chair, contest chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Mahmoud. Please accept the certificate of participation, Toastmaster Mahmoud. And I would request the timer to please mark 1 minute of silence for judges to mark their ballots. Thank you. An additional 2 minutes, please, for the ballot counters, because contestant number 4 was the last contestant. So we'll wait until we get a green signal from Chief Judge. Thank you. Thank you, timer. Toastmaster Dinesh, for all your help and assistance. I'm still waiting for Chief Judge to give me a go ahead if the ballots have been collected. Chief Judge, you're still muted.
Yes, 1 minute, please.
Thank you.
You may proceed, Contest Chair.
Thank you, Chief Judge. Thank you once again, Chief Judge, the distinguished panel of judges, the tally counters, the sergeant at arms, the timer, contestants, and most importantly, the hidden audience. Thank you so much for your lovely cooperation. And I pass on the control to a handsome and dashing Area 37 Director, our current president, B of BITP, Toastmaster Mohammed Viqaruddin, the one and only Toastmaster Mohammed Viqaruddin. The virtual floor is all yours.
Thank you, our vibrant Area 34 and our club secretary conduct such a wonderful contest for today's evening. I really appreciate for your work and serving the community. So move on. Now the time comes for the next contest, which is evaluation. Chief Judge.
Yes, Toastmaster Viqaruddin. Did Toastmaster Tawfiq adjourn the international speech contest?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you so much, Madam Chief Judge. Welcome to evaluation contest of Bahrain IT Professional Toastmasters Club for the term 2022-2023. I am Toastmaster Mohammed Viqaruddin, your contest chair. Today we test the ability of our members through a friendly contest which takes the winners right up to the district level. We have a distinguished panel of judges led by Toastmaster Noha Madani to select the winners. Before we commence the contest, we have to remind ourselves of some of the rules under which the contests are held. The contestants and several terms have been briefed of the rules by the contest chair. The judges, tally counters, and timers have been briefed of their duties by the chief judge. Contestants have already drawn their speaking order as follows. Judges, timers, please note down their names. Contestant number 1, Mohammed Arsalan Ayub. Mohammed Arsalan Ayub. Contestant number 2, Mahmoud Al-Adraj. Contestant number 2, Mahmoud Al-Adraj. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Anisur Rahman. Contestant number 3, Anisur Rahman. Contestant number 4, Shakil Sheikh. Contestant number 4, Shakil Sheikh. I cannot see Toastmaster Mahmoud Adraj. Can you switch on your camera? Because judges wants to see you. And Toastmaster Anis. Toastmaster Anisur Rahman. Okay. Contestants, thank you. Contestants should ensure proper internet connectivity, enough lighting, and be aware of their surrounding. Contestants have already instructed additional lighting if needed. Contestants must organize their speaking place so that they are visible through the camera, their speech evaluation. Contestants should ensure proper audio and video setup before their speech. Contestants were instructed during briefing profile naming standard. Contestants are not permitted to change their profile name during the contest prior to taking approval from the contest chair. When introduced, give contestant speech, ensure that video and audio switch on, and pin the video at the timer. Contestant will not be able to compete until they are able to share their video and visible, audible to all. In case of technology failure and the chief judge determine the contest no longer continue, due to lack of contest officials, the contest will be reconveyed at a later stage, date and time.
Excuse me, Toastmaster Viqaruddin, can the contestants rename themselves, please, according to the order? And also, Toastmaster Anis, please, on your camera. Thank you.
Yeah. Contestant number 1, Mohammed Arsalan. Yeah, you have to rename as per the naming standard. Toastmaster Shakil, can you help them? Okay, I will do that. Okay.
I don't have permission. I cannot change.
Yeah, okay.
Can I just intervene over here, please? Toastmaster Viqar?
Yeah, I changed your rename. Evaluation number 1. Yeah,
Not
correct.
regarding the change, I need to make a special request. My son's not feeling well. I feel I should be taking a leave. He came to me earlier as well. He's intervening. He's in a little bit of pain. So if you don't mind, I'll like to exit from the meeting today. Apologies on that.
Okay. CJ, there is no objection. No, he's having an emergency. So only we have 3 contestants.
Sorry about that. Thank you very much.
Toastmaster Arsalan wants to drop. Can we announce officially that he wishes not to complete the contest?
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, my number is 4th, but my name is being changed to Eval 1.
Yeah, you have to be changed as is like evaluation number 4, but only evaluation number has dropped. So
Naming should be the same.
same.
Just evaluation 1 contestant just mentioned that he withdrawn his participation.
Yeah, and he confirmed also. So only we are going as per the naming standard.
Toastmaster Anis Rahman, your camera, please.
Yeah, I will make him spotlight. Yes, you can see all of them.
The camera is on. I have the camera on. Can you confirm?
Yeah, it is showing your 2 cameras. That's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you can remove the other one. I'll just disconnect from the other one.
Okay, thank you. During technology failure, affected contestant is requested to communicate to the contest chair or chief judge using WhatsApp or phone. Each contestant will be introduced by announcing the contestant number, the name, and the contestant number. Upon being introduced, contestant should be proceed immediately to the speaking position. Contestant will be asked by the chief secretary for his readiness before handing over to the contest chair for formal introduction. The speaker should begin within a short time after arriving at the speaking area, and confirming his readiness is not permitted delay the contest. Before the contest begins, there will be a test speech of 5 to 7 minutes for the evaluation contest to evaluate. Timer, please time this speech and inform me the time taken by the test speaker. After the test speech, all contestants will be shifted to the breakout room by the survey terms, and 5 minutes silence will be observed for the contestant to write their notes. When 5 minutes have been elapsed, contestant number 1 will be escorted by the survey terms to the breakout room. Another will be wait into the breakout room. Contestant must not refer another contestant from the platform at the same time the contest which they are competing. Evaluation shall be 2 to 3 minutes. Contestant who speak less than 3 minutes or more than 3 minutes 30 seconds will be disqualified. Timers In case you are using your cell phone or timing, please set your phone in the do not disturb mode. Timer will allow the speaker to be ready upon reaching the speaking position and will be ready by timing after hearing the formal introduction of the speaker by the contest chair. Timing will begin with the contest first verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. This usually be the first word uttered by the contestant, but would be include any communication such as sound effects, stage act, another person. Timer. Green signal will be displayed at 2 minutes and remain for 30 seconds. An amber signal will be displayed for 2 minutes 30 seconds and remain displayed for 30 seconds. The red signals will be displayed at 3 minutes and remain displayed until the speech is concluded. No audible devices will be used to indicate overtime period. There will be 1 minute silence between contestants during which contest will mark their ballots. 3 minutes silence will be observed at the end of the contest to help the judge to complete their ballots and hand them to tally counters. Chief judge will be asked if more time is needed. 1 silence time up. Ladies and gentlemen, we have only one lady, which is our CJ. As you know, silence is a virtue. Please turn off your cameras and keep your microphone muted through the contest. Prior to the announcing the winner, an announcement will be made if disqualification occurred, but the name of the contestant will not be revealed. Here are some reminders. Avoid entering, leaving the contest breakout room and fort. Although chat box is enabled only for the host and co-host, protest concerning eligibility will be limited to judges and contestant only. All decisions of the judges are final. Are there any questions?
Contest chair.
Yes.
No question.
If chief judge is allow, then let the notes taken by the evaluator in this main room only, because you have only one timer.
Okay.
So then after taking the evaluation note, the remaining contestant can be moved to the breakout room with sergeant at arms. Chief judge, it is okay with you?
Yeah, I think it will be fine. CJ
Sorry
is,
to again.
yeah,
Timer,
he need to
please,
say like we will not move them into the breakout room for writing their notes. They will write their notes in the main room. After that, we will move them to the breakout room.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Also, all contestants, please remove your virtual background and keep it removed during the breakout room. Starting from now, please remove your virtual background. Let me see your sheet notes. Thank you, Toastmaster Anis.
Okay.
The hand of the contestants should be visible during the breakout room. Thank
Okay.
you.
Audience, are you ready? And we have audience ready. CJ, can we begin?
Yes, please go ahead. Toastmaster Viqar, you can proceed.
Yeah, I'm proceeding. Just I need few seconds. Thank you, CJ. Chief Sajadam, can you prepare the test speaker? For today's test speaker is?
Test speaker, please switch on camera. Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Have you pinged the timer?
I'm on gallery mode, so I'm fine. I can see the time.
Okay. Please take your speaking position.
This is my speaking position.
Great. You are audible and visible. Please give a thumbs up with the smile. Thank you. Back to you, contestant. Test speaker is ready.
Thank you, Chief Secretaries.
In fact, I don't even think astronauts could even understand how to do this. You guys want to try this? Yeah. See that back tap.
Test speaker.
There's a background noise. Can we do
Yes.
something about it? Yeah, no, it's fine.
Test speaker. The biggest room is the room for improvement. The biggest room is the room for improvement. Test speaker.
Is that what you're planning to tell me? Toastmaster Shakil, Toastmaster Mehmood, or Toastmaster Anish? When you are going to evaluate me, is that what you're going to start with? The biggest room is the room for improvement. Or are you going to tell me this? Feedback is the breakfast of the champions. Or are you going to comment on whether I should be standing or sitting, or whether I should be smiling more? Or would you want me to change my background, add more lights in the room? Or do you want me to come in formals? What exactly are you going to tell me when you come on stage and evaluate me? I ask you this because in the last 50, 60, 80 speeches that I have done in Toastmasters, 9.5 out of 10 evaluators have told me this in one way or the other. And my question to the evaluators is, can you give me more? Can you tell me something that I don't know? Can you give me a moment of epiphany, an aha moment, something that I can take back? I've had some fantastic evaluations in Toastmasters as well, but also a lot of weird ones. One of the evaluators told me, your speech was perfect and I have nothing else to add to it. And then he went overtime. My speech was for 5 minutes. His evaluation was for 6 minutes. And he had a long list of recommendations for me about things that I should do to make my speech go to the next level. When he started his evaluation saying, there is hardly anything he can offer to me in terms of recommendations. So were you serious then, or are you serious now? Another common feedback that I always get during my speeches is, smile a lot. Well, if I'm telling a story where my grandmother is dying every third line, do you really want me to smile? Why? If my speech does not demand me to smile, why should I smile? And how do you know I can smile as naturally as you can? How do you know that I even have a beautiful smile to flash? Maybe it's a manufacturing defect. I have to go back all the way to 1977 to work on that. Not possible, right? And my favorite, please stand up and deliver the speech. And why so? What more do you expect to see apart from my paunch if I stand up and deliver the speech? Does every speech need me to stand up? Haven't we seen some of the brilliant speakers in the world deliver speeches sitting right in front of the camera using their facial expressions and micro expressions? So then why this prescriptive line, one size fits all kind of recommendation, please stand up and speak? So my dear evaluators today, and what I would be expecting from you in your evaluation speech is something which gives me a moment of epiphany. The time now where I am is 11:15 p.m. I'm staying up so late, investing 7 minutes of my time, which is actually my sleep time, to speak in front of you. So give me something that I can take back and work on. As I said, I've had some wonderful evaluations in Toastmasters. And when I watched them, I learned from them. I took a few notes. And what I realized is that there is something that you should avoid, which I call the odd trap. And there is something that you should aim at, which I call the ace. So let me share the nuggets of wisdom, not from me, but a collective wisdom from the Toastmasters and distinguished Toastmasters from across the world. The odd trap. O, obvious. Don't tell me things which are pretty obvious. Probably you noticed that I made a mistake and I realized that. For instance, I'm delivering a speech. My daughter barges in and he says, Papa, 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 well, TV is not working. And you tell me, I understand, Toastmaster Saurav, that during the course of your speech, disturbances can be there, but you need to minimize that. Come on. I didn't tell her to barge into the room. Or don't tell me, your Wi-Fi was a little flaky. Next time, try to get a network which is better. And how will I do that? Start my own telecom company? So don't give me the obvious ones. Second, dramatics. I have seen evaluators coming on stage and giving a speech with much more passion than me. I was confused. Are they evaluating me or are they in a competition with me as a speaker? So please, let us remember that as evaluators, our responsibility is to elevate the speaker, not to dramatize and make it a speech so dramatic that the essence of evaluation gets lost. And finally, the delivery trap. More often than not, 2 out of the 3 feedbacks or 2 out of the 2 feedbacks are always on delivery. Stand up and speak, switch on the lights, increase your vocal variety, blah, blah, blah. And that's because most evaluators don't listen actively. They don't pay attention to the content. It's always easy to comment on the delivery. It's always a tad harder to talk about the content. So what's the alternative? The ACE, actionable. Give me feedback that I can work on. For example, you can tell me that sort of your vocal variety goes from here to here. Consider taking it from here to here. Or make it comprehensive. Capture both the content and the delivery. If my vocal variety has to improve, you must tell me that. But don't forget to tell me that the punchline that I used was not punching enough. And finally, E, empathetic. If you tell me, come and deliver this speech in formals, without knowing which part of the world I'm staying in, without considering the fact that I may be just a few minutes away from bedtime, you are not being empathetic, my friend. So if you ace and if you avoid the odd trap, you would do justice to me and many other speakers who takes the stage with the expectation that they would walk out, they would walk away with an aha moment, a moment of epiphany. And that's what we are here for. Not to hear praises and praises alone, and not to hear the obvious, not to watch your dramatics, and not to only hear about standing up and sitting down. Toastmaster.
Thank you. Now, timer, all the evaluators, you will get 5 minutes for writing your notes.
Can we announce the time taken by the test speaker first? And
Yes.
please spotlight the contestants. Thank you.
Chief Judge, time taken by the test speaker, 7 minutes, 32 seconds.
Thank you, timer.
Now, can I start the timing for 5 minutes?
Yes, please.
Okay. Evaluator 1 goes out of the camera. No, he's not there.
Toastmaster Anis. I think he dropped.
I think so.
Toastmaster Viqaruddin. Yes, he's here.
Yeah, something problem, I think, with his internet connection.
Please pin him.
Yeah, he's back now. Can you switch on your camera, TM Anis?
जना बंद करना होगा.
Contest chair.
Yes, contestants, time is up. Please leave your notes. Thank you. Moderator, please move contestant 2 and sorry, Toastmaster Anis, can you please rename yourself?
Okay, I will do that. Evaluation numbers. Okay. Okay, now we will create a breakout room, and that breakout room assigned for evaluation number 3 and 4. CJ, Toastmaster Vijaya, know that one of the Toastmasters joined with them.
Sorry, Toastmaster Viqaruddin.
Breakout room, what is his name?
Okay, let me go check the breakout room. Is the breakout room Sergeant at Arms been moved?
Yeah. Nancy.
In Viqaruddin, I'm supposed to be in the breakout rooms, right?
No, because evaluation number 1, he withdrawn. So you will be the number 1. So you can be in the main room.
All right, okay.
So your speech will start first. No need for you to go into the breakout room.
All right.
Hello.
Thank you for your patience. We just had a small issue which is resolved now. You can proceed with the contest.
Thank you, CJ. Contestant number 2, are you ready, Toastmaster Mahmoud Adraj?
Yes, I'm ready. Just one more, one notice. I could see the evaluation 1, Mr. Arsalan Ayub is still.
Yeah, he already withdrawn from his nomination, so he's not in the contest. So he's only as a viewer, or maybe.
Toastmaster Arsalan, please rename yourself. Remove the abbreviation, please. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I will do that. Maybe he forgets to make, because of his urgency, he left. So I rename.
No worries.
Okay. So he's withdrawn the. So Toastmaster Mahmoud, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Is this your speaking position?
It is.
Okay. Toastmaster Mahmoud Adraj. Contestant number 2, Mahmoud Adraj. Mahmoud Adraj, contestant number 2.
Thank you, Toastmaster Viqaruddin. Apparently, dear Toastmasters of BITP, judges, and test speaker, and distinguished guests. It looks like today we are being challenged by a very experienced speaker. This speaker had left us with no room to even express or go for the standard responses when we evaluate any speaker. He started with the statement of the biggest room is the room for improvement. And he is referring to the evaluation, the feedback, which is the breakfast of champions. These big statements showed that after 50 and 60 speeches that has been evaluated, that guys, I will let you know the do's and the don'ts of any evaluation. Don't come with the standard evaluation words that everyone is doing, and he was focused on improving his speech. So after a 50 or 60 speeches, he doesn't want to hear the obvious. He needs something new. He needs something that says, aha, this is something that I haven't heard before, and I would like to hear it today. And he gave us a list of advices to do for the do's and don'ts, and he called them the odd and the ace. I believe, in my opinion, that he was an excellent when he came as a speaker rather than even providing an evaluation. One. Second, when it comes to recommendation, he is looking for the I think, in my opinion, Mr. Artist Speaker, you gave us a lot of recommendations for our next evaluations. So I can't really say that the moment is today, but I'll ensure that this moment happens to anyone else that I could evaluate in the future. Thank you.
One minute silence for judges to mark their ballot.
Contest chair. Contest chair, 1 minute is up.
Thank you. Now, contestant number 3 is coming here. Toastmaster Anisur Rahman, are you ready?
Yes, contest chair.
Is this your speaking position?
This would be my speaking position.
So you are audible, you are visible, ready to go. Contestant number 3, Anisur Rahman. Anisur Rahman, contestant number 3.
The biggest room is the room for improvement. Is it not true? My speaker, Toastmaster Saurabh, has covered all the points what should be better. And I would say he has been exemplary in his hand gestures, in his voice variation. Definitely, he's come across it as a feedback. He's been questioning most of the time. He's been amazing with his language. And also, he has covered the point that he's already got the feedback. The facial expressions are the key, rather than I would say he should be standing up, sitting down. Definitely not. Toastmaster Saurabh, the speech was amazing. Your content was amazing. And definitely it becomes quite challenging for any evaluator because you have got all the feedbacks. But perfection is something as humans we never achieve. And there is always a room for improvement. irrespective how better, how great your speech has been. One area, what I could see across was definitely you're seated, but you can still move your body around, which I felt could make it more actionable, right? You have bigger area to cover. And as speakers, we always say that you need to cover most of the area, and that would make it a more powerful, emphasized speech. Next, your background. I don't want to get back to and say, yes, you have been very committed. You have been great. But on the lighting part, especially, I would say, yes, there could be an area of improvement on the background, which you are already aware of. But however, there was something flashy. And I think that is something which you should be taking care of and making sure that flashy side of the area or the background can be avoided. Definitely, there is confidence, there is aggression, and there is rudeness. In your speech, you have covered most of the great areas of your commitment, on the timings, on your gesture, on your outfit. But however, there could always be an area where it becomes aggressive, confident, but not rude. And this is something I'm sure in your time, with your little, I would say, observations, would make it more beautiful and make it more emphasized on the energy you're bringing out. Finally, the vocal variety you have already captured, you are exemplary about it. But however, some voice variation would definitely make sure you reach out to the audience. You reach out to the people out there and say, guys, I have got all the feedback and I will make it much better in the coming years. But overall, enjoyed your speech and I wish you all the best. Back to you, contest chair.
Now the 1 minute is silence for judges to mark their ballots.
Contest chair. Contest chair,
Thank you.
Toastmasters Viqaruddin.
Thank you. And now, contestant number 4, are you ready?
Yes.
I hope you are ready, you are audible, you are visible, and you are speaking position. Yes, once you are okay, keep thumbs up.
Ready.
You are audible, you are visible. Contestant ready to go. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Shakil Sheikh. Toastmaster Shakil Sheikh, contestant number 4.
Thank you. Good evening, contest chair. Good evening, test speaker and Toastmasters. My test speaker, he delivered a very different speech. It was a surprise. First of all, it was really nice. You started with a question. First of all, I will tell you that I'm not going to give you what you are looking for. So let me give you something different. You started with a question, which is nice thing. I was really attracted with the question. He said, is that you're going to tell me? That was really nice, catching attention immediately. So I was interested. What are you going to tell? It was really nice to start, and you always gave more examples of what you found in the evaluations. Very nice way you build the case. This is a very good way to develop your base for the speech on what you're trying to come on the conclusion about. The speech had a flow where you started with the attention and gave good examples. And not only that, you also gave examples of how to improve the evaluations. So the speech was more about how to improve evaluations, but it was more point of view of criticizing. So I think what is required now in terms of the improvement, I would suggest that your speech could have been made more of uh, like fun on the evaluations and then some recommendation and asking for suggestions from us instead of criticizing on how evaluators are not doing correct evaluation. This is going more on the negative side. The speech, if you can deliver more on the positive side, because some of the evaluators may be new, some of them are still learning, they may not be as expert as you. So they will suggest from their point of view. So what I would suggest, maybe you could convert the speech into how the fun evaluations happen and what is the fun out of it, and then what can be recommended, and then give a question to the evaluators on now what can you tell me about my speech. That could have made the speech more dramatic. I think at the end you should have given something for evaluators to give you. This was more about criticism and saying, what is it going to give me? That doesn't work like that. So this is my recommendation for you to improve on this speech. Otherwise, the speech was, in the summary, the speech was nice. It was organized. Good examples you gave of the evaluations that you've seen. And the starting was very good. Start was very good. The recommendations for improvement is make it more positive and make it more in a way funny of the fun of the evaluations, and then give a challenge to the evaluators on what they can give you which is different from all of this and how you can improve. That would have definitely made the speech better. This is my recommendation. Thank you. Over to you, Content Chair and the speaker. Thank you.
Now the 1 minute silence for judges to mark their ballot.
Contest Chair.
And 2 more minutes for tally counter to send their marks to seats.
2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Yeah.
contest chair, chief judge.
1 minute.
1 more minute.
Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you, CJ. Now the time comes to recognize one of the main contender. The contest is happening. Without them, we cannot do. None other than our role players. Prior to role players, we have
Mr.
very
Viqaruddin, let's
Yes.
adjourn the evaluation contest first. Thank you.
okay. Thank you, CJ, to remind me. Now adjourn the evaluation contest. Thank you. Now the time comes to give recognition to our special role players. And now the contest is over. Even judges, you can rename, and if you want to show your cameras, up to you. And most important, our members, they can switch on their camera and you can rename yourself. We don't know who you are, but our members, you can show your camera. Contest is over now. Toastmaster Shakil, Toastmaster Anis, Toastmaster Wasim, Toastmaster Mahmoud Adraj. Now contest is over. Now we have to enjoy, and now we need to recognize the contest. Normally is not happen without the help of our CJ and the role players. So now I am taking the privilege to recognize them and for their service. Recognize the service, and for that I have some certificate for them to recognize. First of all, we have to recognize whom we have to recognize first. The winners or the contestant or the role players? Toastmaster Mahmood.
Role
As you-
players.
Okay.
Yeah, past the time.
Okay, so we will recognize first our CJ who help us to make this contest successful. So I will share the certificate and you give the appreciation. Later we'll announce the result. Right now we are announcing recognizing the role play. Thank you, CJ, for your service and make this happen. Oh, this is for me, not for me. I only recognize myself. No. We need to recognize our Toastmaster Tawfiq. And now our chief judge. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohammed, for your service to serve as a CJ for Bahrain IT professional. And I have a challenge, and you have also challenge. Everybody is facing challenge, but anyhow, we resolve this. And thank you so much for your service, CJ. Now the special timer, always ready to help whenever he's free, and thank you so much. I can say he is dedicated Toastmaster, serving the community of Toastmaster community. Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar Pal, all the way coming from Kuwait, and especially we are utilizing virtual world. Thank you so much for your service, Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar Pal. Now next, our main player who starts our meeting and arrange all those things. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Wasim, and make all the time dual role, and this time also you make a dual role. You work as a survey terms and breakout room and here and there. And thank you so much for your service. Now the tally counter, Toastmaster Abdullah Madan, thank you for your service. On behalf of CJ, I am recognizing your certificate. Thank you so much. And now we have one more tally counter, Toastmaster Zainab Hassan. Thank you so much for your service as a tally counter. Now end of certification. Now we are waiting for the result. I think we passed 3 more minutes. I'm just waiting for CJ to make announce the result. I'm waiting for the result. Then we will make it. Now you can take a lead, Toastmaster Shakil Sheikh. You can talk and chat with all of us. So still we have some more minutes.
Yes. What do you want to talk about? Toastmaster Dinesh.
Toastmaster Shakil Sheikh, thank you very much. Just I request be formal, just still recording, otherwise we can pause the recording.
Yeah, it's okay. I think I can stop the recording. Thank you so much, everyone, for your service, and thank you for role player, for judges, for all those things. See you. I stop.